Hey everybody, this is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. What am I doing next to these motorcycles? Most scooters don't have anything to do with these things. I don't like them either. No, actually, I like motorcycles too. I like bicycles. I like anything with two wheels. I like anything with wheels, actually. I'm kind of like addicted to vehicles with wheels, whether it's a train or whatever. So I like them all. But if you watched Robot's garage video, I didn't not include my motorcycles. Maybe my dirt bike. I think my dirt bike was in there, some vintage motorcycles. But I've always liked adventure bikes, and sometimes in my free time, I like to ride my vintage Vespas and my robot bike. But I've always had motorcycles in my life for quite a long time. I've had several adventure bikes. I've had a BMW F800. I've had a Buell Ulysses in the past. A couple other motorcycles, but in the last 2 years I've had one Tiger, but I've added to my collection, and I want to talk about how I came to have two of them. It's more of a story, that kind of met my entourage onto the Vespas and scooters and renting them. And if you've been following my channel, I've talked about how I'm real generous. I've let people borrow my scooters, and I've had a lot of them crash, and I do not like that when people disrespect my property. But how can owning property and renting out to people coincide with people disrespecting your property? Well, one of the previous employees of Vespa Motorsport, Dave, he worked as my service manager. In about 2.5 years ago, he moved up to the Washington State because his wife has a pretty nice job up there. And he started renting his motorcycle on a website called Riders Shares. And by now, everybody knows about Turo. That's a rideshare app for your phone that allows you to rent cars, like other cool cars. Something just, you're not going to get the run-of-the-mill Toyota Camry or Ford Escape like you would from Hertz. You can rent some of these really cool cars like a Tesla or a Porsche or just a regular old Corolla on Turo. Well, I think it was about 3.5 years ago, Riders Share started, and I've had really, really, really good luck. I've been renting this Triumph Tiger. This is a 2019 Tiger 800. I said I wasn't going to buy another motorcycle after I sold my F800 BMW GS, and I've done some wonderful, epic trips that include off-road. I've always been like an off-road nut, but these things are also great road motorcycles, is the way I feel. Unfortunately, they're not the most ideal motorcycle if you're a little bit vertically challenged. They're all tall. These have 21-inch front wheels on both this 2019 Tiger 800 XCX, and then also to the right of me is this brand new Tiger 900 Rally, which has the full off-road trim package. Doesn't have the off-road tires yet. But back to the rentals. So Dave kind of got me onto it. He sees I'm doing really good renting my old Suzuki. I think he had a Suzuki motorcycle, and he was doing that, and it kind of motivated me to want to get a new motorcycle. I said, Vespa Motorsport's really close to the airport. Let me take advantage of this location here. So I bought this motorcycle. I said I can justify buying a new $12,000 motorcycle. I got an incredible deal on this back in October 2020. It was a leftover 2019 model. And of course, being in the industry, I know everybody at all the dealers. So nowadays, a deal to be found, that doesn't exist. It's the landscape of deals for vehicles is completely washed away. Now it's oftentimes how much will you pay over what the MSRP is. You have a perfectly clean used bike, you may be paying what that vehicle costs new, but it's a used one. It's a total different landscape now that there's supplier issues, production problems, semiconductor shortages, and so on. It's all trickled into the two-wheel. But I got an incredible deal on this motorcycle. I almost called it a scooter. And I wanted to do this week-long Utah trip with a bunch of my adventure bike riding buddies, and we had an incredible time. I did the White Rim Trail, and this is stuff I've done on a 250 dirt bike in the past. It's pretty difficult terrain, and I was able to do it with this motorcycle. And I've used it here and there. I don't really commute that much on it. To me, commuting on a motorcycle is not enjoyable whatsoever. I'd far prefer to ride a scooter in the city than this motorcycle. This thing is designed for the interstates, going far, the windy roads in the backcountry, and off-road. It's super duper purpose built. I don't understand why anybody would buy this big of a motorcycle to ride around in your town or in a city or go get groceries with it. It makes no sense whatsoever. A scooter is so much more practical. But I bought this, put this on the RiderShare app, list it. They cover all the insurance, and now it's been rented like 25 times. Just recently, I've had it rented out 2 times for 3 weeks. It's been dropped a couple times. I've had to make some claims for the parts. Some parts I haven't been able to get because of production problems. I would like to keep it in really nice shape. Just recently replaced this part that was cracked by a renter. Due to the nature of this kind of bike, it's probably likely going to get dropped, and that's why I got these big heavy-duty crash bars. Kind of like why you put crash bars on a Vespa. The body work is so beautiful on a Vespa. When they fall over and damage the paintwork, it's just devastating how much it costs to repair them and so on. But if you have the right protection, you can kind of keep the tank in perfect shape. So I've done a couple trips with this one. I've rented it. Just to give you a hint how much I've made on it. I've put about $1,200 in repairs that mostly consist of tires. I've done a valve adjustment, several oil changes. I do it all myself, of course, because I like getting my hands dirty. So $1,200 of service in the 22,000 miles that this bike has. Now this a little over a year and a half old, or about 2 years old. And I've made over $8,000 in profit from the RiderShare program by renting out. So to me, it feels like I could totally justify owning a motorcycle I don't use all that much. So I've had several renters say, do you have another bike? Because my friend's going to fly in, he wants a bike, and it's really convenient that you're near the airport. Ironically, I just got a text from a person renting this motorcycle. They're going to pick it up at 8:30. So this thing's been rented back to back. I barely have enough time in between rentals to even get it serviced. I have so many rentals lined up with this motorcycle that I think I'm going to be about $12,000 profit before summer even starts. I mean, it's just incredible that it's not that much effort. You got to let go that it's like your own possession. It's more like it's a tool to rent, but I do own it. Obviously, it's been devalued quite a bit being used, but that's what they're designed to be used with. So I bought this brand new 900 right here, and it's got all the latest bells and whistles. Got a little bit of a deal on it, not much, because this is a brand new current model. It's got a huge LCD screen. It's got like all sorts of like crazy stuff on it, LED lights, all sorts of fun stuff on it. But I just gave in to putting this one on the rental program too. And I have it priced at a higher price point. It's like $150 a day with a mileage limit. This thing, I let people just ride it as much as they want. I'm surprised no one's done an iron butt or something really stupid on it, like 800-mile days with it. But this one's unlimited miles at just under $100. This one's $150 a day, and they're rented all the time. But of course, it's nice having 2 of them, so sometimes when I do want to ride a motorcycle, I may have a motorcycle available to myself to use. So that's Robot's quirky way of owning big street bikes. They definitely aren't practical. They're heavy, they're cumbersome, they're tall and difficult to ride. In most situations, they're not ideal. But when you want to cover long distance, see a lot of stuff, it could be the perfect weapon. So one last note about the RiderShare program. I was disappointed in the program initially. They segregated against scooters. They would not allow scooters, motor scooters, on their RiderShare app. But just not too long ago, they've promoted allowing scooters on the RiderShare app. I still haven't bought a brand spanking new scooter. I certainly am not going to rent my vintage scooters. Plus they have a mileage or a year limit. It's got to be pretty late model to rent on the program. But you know, if you're in any metropolitan area or maybe even area where it has good tourism traffic, it may be a perfect option for you to rent your Vespa or Piaggio scooter. People would love to do that. And obviously they have a very good comprehensive insurance that's included with the rental, and you could choose, if you take less profit, you know, the rider share program, they have a full insurance that will cover the lost days of when you don't have your vehicle and mechanical breakdown. It's incredible. So somebody else can break your scooter, crash it and all that, and the insurance will cover it. I made a few insurance claims on this one, and they've been pretty streamlined and easy going, but they don't cover some of the fees because I just have the program that optimizes for maximum payout and protection to me by the rider having to have a full coverage insurance to operate this vehicle. So down the road, when we have better supply of Vespa and Piaggio scooters at Vespa Motorsport, right now it's been pretty tricky situation. We've gotten 6 BB350s in about 2 weeks span. They're all spoken for, so I don't get one. I'm the last one in line to get anything new out of the Vespa shop here. So maybe down the road, I'll put a GTS or a BV350 of my own up on the Riders Share app. But check it out, go on to the app. I know in the past there was one scooter here in San Diego. It changes. Some people have reasons why they may not rent anymore, or it's always changing. Sometimes people have more restrictions. I have pretty unlimited restrictions on my bike, so people can rent them at any times. But that, you know, it's kind of because I have the bikes available here at the shop. So maybe I'll do the same for scooters, and of course I'll do some shameless promotion of my rental scooter if I ever get that up, because what's the best way to tour San Diego? It's definitely on a scooter. So I thought I'd share something that's a little different than scooters. Thanks for watching. This is Robot here for Vespa Motorsport and Scooter West.